Hello everyone and welcome back to Dragon Age 2. This is episode 4. Last time we met Fenris and we're now hanging out in Fenris's manor. He has reclaimed this location from his former master because he's not here. So we're moving right in, we're squatting, and he's just going to chill here until we require his services. We have a partnership now. So we are still exploring Kirkwall. We've got a bunch of quests to do here, actually, which is really cool. We're going to focus on the companion quest with our sister. So we're going to be going to Darktown, and we're going to break into the cellars of the old family estate. Now, we'll have to see what else waits for us in Darktown as well, because it's not the only thing that's there. So there's things for us to do all over Kirkwall. And I'll also just quickly address that we haven't sold any of the junk that we picked up last episode yet, and I have removed that valuable junk from the list of things that I installed into the game. So we haven't really capitalized on that. I didn't, know if it would make a huge difference, but apparently it does so, but also who gives a fuck? But I removed it. So junk is junk, and that's it. So we're going to go... Should we go to Darktown at night to be sort of like on brand? Let's go to Darktown at night. So we can sort of, wouldn't be Darktown if it wasn't at nighttime, would it? I love that one of our main and earliest quest lines for us to do is to go and check in with our friend Aveline, and we just haven't done that yet. So she's just chilling. She's just chilling in the guard tower. So whenever the party select screen comes up, she's just there, just waiting. She's like, "Hey guys, waiting for my friends." Oh, we're automatically in combat. Okay. What a greeting to Darktown. Just die and make room, and we just get attacked immediately. Lovely. Okay. Getting right into it today. Got an elven radicalist here.
Trip back, light or no?
Tom Wise. Hello, Tom Wise.
Tom Wise?
Huh? Oh, Hawk. Haven't seen you since we did that job together for Athenril. Been a while. Heard you're going on some expedition into the deep roads. And right into Darkspawn territory. Sure that's wise?
We can't all make a living in the Undercity.
Just watch your back. That's all I'm saying. Say, you still in the market for some poisons? Athenril's scarce these days. And the coterie have their own mixers. You find any rare reagents and want me to whip you up something, just let me know. In fact, since you're an old friend, here's a recipe. My speciality. Everyone needs an edge sometimes, right?
Debilitating poison. So we can order poisons and grenades. If we discover the right combination of resources along with a recipe. Cool. Alright.
You've been an apostate your whole life, then?
Like my father before me? What of it?
Didn't your family consider that dangerous?
There are mages who go their whole lives without ever falling prey to a demon. Many of them, in fact.
And if the Templars came looking for you, that would not be danger enough.
Perhaps there shouldn't be any Templars.
True.
A little something of yours I picked up somewhere.
I thought this was lost to us, like so many other things. My gratitude.
Ah yes, delivering random item to random character. I always forget that that's a thing, and then I'm like, oh yes.
We're scavenging today.
Oh, they're attacking us from so long away. If you insist.
Give up now!
hopefully.
Could I suggest that we never come here again?
So Varric just comments on every single place, and he's just like, I hate this place. I don't like this part of town. This place kind of sucks. And that is just everything. Deathroot has been used in magic and potion making for centuries. It's a fragile looking plant with a thin stalk and purple flowers, which fruits once a year, developing bright red, fleshy pods that cause disorientation and dizziness if ingested. There are two varieties. The more common Arcanist Deathroot was found by Archon Hadrianus when he discovered it growing on several dead slaves. The other, Lunatic's Deathroot, was most closely associated with the story of the courtesan Melusine, who sought revenge on a powerful magister and his family. She harvested the plant, baked it into small pies for the magister's banquet, and presented them to the magister at a banquet. All the guests were seized by terrifying hallucinations after eating the pies and tore each other to pieces. Oh my god. How good.
No food here. I want to go home.
Danzig.
Mind your manners. This is my territory.
Okay. This definitely feels like someone that we would talk to later then. There's no way this is just a random NPC that's just standing here. Look at his guard squad too. Sister Plinth's remains. Okay. The mystery of the remains of a missionary sister who sought to bring the chant of light to the dark places of Kirkwall. The Chantry archivists are always looking to catalogue their lost on the memorial wall. Okay. Well, she made a bit of a silly choice, didn't she? We'll just be like, hey, found this this person's remains. I definitely had nothing to do with it. I just found them on the street. Please believe me.
It's almost enough to make me grateful for Uncle Gamlen.
Alright, we've got some Darktown lore. Darktown was once a mine controlled by the Tevinter Imperium. Once exhausted, the mine shafts were extended under the city to dispose of sewage from Kirkwall's overcrowded population of slaves. Unsurprisingly, the tunnels became a refuge for those fleeing captivity. A similar trend continues today. The Undercity, as some call it, is home to the diseased, the insane, to criminals, and even the dead. Unwanted corpses are often discarded here by murderers and lazy undertakers. Darktown's slums make Lowtown look pleasant in comparison. The foul miasma known as choke-damp clogs and swells in every corner of the Darktown, creating a poisonous mist. Its sewers are a dangerous place. The walls are damp, slick, and coated with phosphorant lichen. The sewer is a maze, and one foolish enough to enter is not likely to be heard from again.
I think this is the cellar door. Let's go in and see why Gamlen lied.
What else do we have on the map? Oh shit, we've also got the... Okay, we've got two things that we can do here. We've also got the Tranquility quest, which is where Anders is because he's being a healer in Darktown. I'm very excited for that. The most unexpected Grey Warden from the first game that I would expect to run into. Ooh, it's protected. It makes sense with the whole mage and the Templar like plot line though that maybe he would be the one that we'd be running into because he's also been on the run for a long time. Makes sense. Combat. Assassins lurk on the edges of fights, striking from the shadows before slipping away again. Be wary as they often prey on those with the least formidable armor, like mages and rogues. Look at that slaver assassin. Doing a great job at being an assassin. Well, assassination unsuccessful. He was just standing there. The Amel family.
Crest. Mother described it, but this is the first time I've seen it. Wouldn't it feel like something to live in a house with this above the door?
It's truly sad what happened to the Amels, isn't it? I still remember grandmother talking about the balls that Lord Aristide used to hold at their estate, and the Antivan violin players and dancers from Afsana. No expense was spared, and no one would dare miss it, lest someone think they weren't worthy of an invitation. And then poor Revka had the child. Magical talent running in one of Kirkwall's most prominent families. The Templars had considered Lord Aristide to be Viscount after Threnhold's arrest. Can you imagine the scandal had he been chosen? They whisked the child away to the Circle, and the Amels simply had no luck after that. Leandra ran off with a Ferelden mage, and then Damien was accused of smuggling. Poor Lord Faustin almost bankrupted his family trying to get the charges dropped, but I hear Viscount Marlowe simply wanted the Amels out of the picture. And it worked too, didn't it? By the time Lord Faustin got sick, there was only young Gamlin left and a mountain of debt. I spoke to Dolce just the other day, and apparently Gamlin is now living in some low-town shack. Sounds like the sort of character you'd cross a street to avoid. And let's not even talk about the estate. Mother says we should remember the Amels because that sort of thing could happen to any of us. You know the old saying, a marcher's fortune rises and falls with the tide. If you ask me, this is just another misfortune that magic brings to honest folk. Andraste help that poor family, whatever lies in store for them. Excerpt from a letter written by Lady Amélie de Montfort. Interesting. Portrait of my mother. Bethany might be interested in the old portrait of her mother. Speak with her about it back at Gamlin's house. Nice. Nice. So we got the history of Kirkwall chapter 2, which is good because we got chapter 3 last time. Reading it out of order, as the Imperium's borders slowly receded after the devastation of the First Blight and the subsequent barbarian invasion, many outposts in the area known today as the Free Marches were cut off from centers of power. Numerous warlords tried consolidating the region into a single kingdom, but resistance prevailed. Imerus held out for almost a century until it fell into a slave revolt in 25 Ancient. It was not the first such revolt Imerus suffered, but it was the last. It started when an Alamari slave named Radun began earning popularity and power by pushing for better conditions. Radun's growing influence prevented the Magisters from touching him, but eventually they had him poisoned. Furious, a group of Radun's supporters stormed the gallows and were massacred, and so began a bloody year-long rebellion. The city burned and wealthy Hightown was sacked. The Magisters hung before cheering crowds. Imerus assumed the new name of Kirkwall, Kirk meaning black, and after its jetstone cliffs, the new city plunged into anarchy for over a decade, and its defenses fell into ruin. Kirkwall has been conquered many times since, the city's own independence suffering since the freeing of its slaves. The City of Chains. It's not got the best reputation, that's for sure.
Someone's left a
Enemy mages.
I knew I should have slit his throat.
Okay, can I press H to make everyone hold? Yes, I can. So that's still the same. Don't walk over the traps, everybody. I can't attack while... Okay, there you go. It's annoying that hold makes them also not attack at all, so they're just standing there. Damn it. Oh, don't do it. Hold. Hold. There we go. Draw it over to us. There you go.
Messing with us is soup.
Vault key, Imperial Bloodhelm. Nice. Okay. Now.
Piece of cake.
Oh, it's all the one trap. I thought it was literally just a whole line of singular ones. That's why I was like, I have to wait till combat to disarm them all. Because I thought I'd have to do it like one by one. Oh, he actually got one open. Mask of the Imperium and an amulet. Varric, you've done it. We need to keep leveling that cunning skill, baby. And eventually you'll be able to do whatever you want. Okay, let's have a look. Imperial Bloodhelm. Well, we've got no helmet. Oh, the helmets look cool. Alright. Mask of the Imperium requires a little bit more than that. We'll keep what we've got on, I assume. I like our Smuggler's Plate and Mail. We'll keep that on. An amulet with 17 attack. Don't mind if I do. Okay. What about you? What would you guys like? Would you like an amulet with more attack, sir? I guess it's kind of cool when you don't have to worry about armor for them, I suppose. There's like just that's a whole different thing. History of the Circle. I wonder if this is something that we've read before in Dragon Age Origins. It is a truth universally acknowledged that nothing is more successful at inspiring a person to mischief as being told not to do something. Unfortunately, the Chantry of the Divine Age had some trouble with obvious truths. Although it did not outlaw magic, quite the contrary, as the Chantry relied upon magic to kindle the eternal flame which burns in every brazier in every Chantry, it relegated mages to lighting candles and lamps and perhaps occasional dusting of rafters and eaves. I will give my readers a moment to contemplate how well such a role satisfied the mages of the time. It surprised absolutely no one when the mages of Val Royeaux, in protest, snuffed the sacred flames of the cathedral and barricaded themselves inside the choir loft. No one, that is, but Divine Ambrosia II, who was outraged and attempted to exhort an exalted march upon her own cathedral. Even her most devout Templars discouraged that idea. For 21 days, the fires remained unlit while negotiations were conducted, legends tells us, by shouting back and forth from the loft. The mages went cheerily into exile in a remote fortress outside of the capital, where they would be kept under the watchful eye of the Templars and a council of their own elder magi. Outside of normal society, and outside of the Chantry, the mages would form their own closed society, the Circle, separated for the first time in human history. Lovely. Now we got a vault door. We do have the vault key.
That's the vault. Everything we want to know about our family is inside.
Alright. Varric and Fenris gonna learn. Gonna learn whatever they want. Alright, before we check out the main chest, let's have a look. Oh, actually, is this all the vault? All of this? Ahead of time? Oh, it's closed. Okay. I was gonna say it's a giant vault otherwise. 9 sovereigns, frayed rope. Oh, woven bracelet. I was like, is that it? Just got to scroll through and see that there's more. Why is this box so small? Like, is there a reason for it to be so small? I guess this is the only indicator on the side here if there's more. Just make it bigger. All right, we do have Grandfather Amel's will and testament, a dagger, an Amel protective sigil, companion armor for Bethany.
This is it! Grandfather's will. Mother needs to see this as soon as possible.
If I say let's go, is that going to be like a fast travel? I'll just say not yet.
I still want to look around.
All right, but hurry.
Okay. Can we... Oh, now... Oh. It just goes out to Hightown? Oh. I thought that was going to be more of the estate. Oh, what the fuck? Where did we... Okay. I'm in Hightown now, all of a sudden. Okay. Sure. Well, there's stuff that we can do here. Let's head to the Chantry for the remains, I guess, while I'm in Hightown.
So, Elf, that thing you do with your hand.
I can already tell this isn't going anywhere pleasant.
I bet that makes pickpocketing easier.
Try it sometime and find out.
Do you ever miss Tevinter?
I was a slave.
Still, it was your home, right? The only one you remember. Does it ever feel strange not to be there?
Sometimes. That does not mean I would go back.
She's like, "Did you miss home? You mean when I was a slave?" Yeah.
Look what I found. Your reason for living.
Bless my fool spirit, I never thought I'd see that again. Thank you.
Level up, baby. Alright. Let's do that. Ah. I am really going to have to get used to pressing confirm. Usually, I don't know, I think there's something in my user interface brain where confirm is usually on the right-hand side. I don't know. Is that true? But I keep pressing back, thinking that it's confirm. Can I get Whirlwind yet? No, requires level 7. Killing below does more damage, though. We're really putting some points into that tree. That's for sure. Alright, I'm not going to do the Hightown quest yet. We're going to head back into Darktown and go see Anders, because I didn't... Yeah, that was my intention.
For Eldon's free market.
Who's left this goddamn book sitting out here? For good or ill, the Imperium has put its stamp on Thedas forever. The old Imperial Highway is still in use across most of Thedas. The ruins of Tevinter fortresses and centers of magical study still litter our landscape long after the glory of the Imperium dimmed. But the influence of that ancient empire goes deeper than this. Without Tevinter, there would have been no Blights, no Andraste, no Chantry. Every aspect of our world would be altered. The might and majesty of the Imperium may have faded, but it still makes its presence known, even in the most distant corners of Thedas. Every child has been brought up on stories of Tevinter as it is now, a decadent nation, ruled by the Archon and his court of magisters, great, and no doubt corrupt, mage lords. Their chantry a mockery of our own, their black divine a man chosen from the ranks of the Minrathous circle of magi. The Maker's most hallowed law, magic exists to serve man, never to rule over him, perverted. Mages in the Imperium say their most sacred duty is to serve man, and they serve best by wielding political power. And the worst, that which blessed Andraste must weep to see, all of it is built on a foundation of slavery. While most nations forbid the buying and selling of slaves within their own borders, nearly everyone ships her people to the Imperium for sale, skirting the prohibitions against such atrocities, and feeding the Imperium's endless hunger for bodies. To fight the Canari, to work the mines and quarries, to build the palaces of the Magisters, to sweep the crumbling streets and turn their middens and serve at the whim of their mage overseers. From Black City, Black Divine, a study of the Tevinter Imperium.
All shims are the same down here.
Alright, we are going to be heading into this place. We've got 2 doors. Oh, there he is. He's the Messiah. He's not the Messiah. He's a very naughty boy.
I have made this place a sanctum of healing and salvation. Why do you threaten it?
Okay. Why the hostility, bro? You profiling me? Why the hostility? I might look threatening. I am just a cuddly bear.
Strange occupation for a warden. Aren't you more about taint and death, not healing and salvation?
Did the warden send you to bring me back? I'm not going. Those bastards made me get rid of my cat.
No!
Poor Sir Pounce-a-Lot. He hated the deep roads.
Not Sir Pounce-a-Lot. Did they change the voice actor for Anders? He's so much more serious sounding. Sir Pounce-a-Lot.
You had a cat named Sir Pounce-a-Lot in the deep roads.
He was a gift. A noble beast. Almost got ripped in half by a Genlock once. He swatted the bugger on the nose. Drew blood, too. The blighted warden said he made me too soft. I had to give him to a friend in Amaranthine.
That's sad. Well, he's still out there somewhere. Genlock. I was always say Genlock. I don't know. It sounds like it would be Genlock. Herlock and Genlock, not Herlock and Genlock. I like Genlock. I'm gonna keep saying Genlock. Fantasy pronunciations, smonunciations, you know what I mean? Like, it's whatever the hell you want. Genlock sounds better to me.
So, you came to Kirkwall just to escape the wardens?
You say that like it's a small thing. Yes. I'm here because there's no warden outpost, no darkspawn, and a whole host of refugees to blend in with. And some reasons of my own.
I've always heard that joining the wardens is for life.
That's only partly true. The hopelessly tainted by the Darkspawn and plagued by nightmares about the Archdemon parts don't go away. But it turns out if you hide well, you don't have to wear the uniform or go to the parties.
Okay. I think at the end of... I'm trying to remember the Origins epilogue about Anders. I'm pretty sure it mentioned him disappearing, right? I feel like that was the case.
I'm part of an expedition into the deep roads. Any information you have could save people's lives.
I will die a happy man if I never think about the blighted deep roads again. You can't imagine what I've come through to get here. I'm not interested... Although... a favor for a favor. Does that sound like a fair deal? You help me, I'll help you.
Let's be more specific. I don't do anything involving children or animals.
I have a warden map of the depths in this area. But there's a price. I came to Kirkwall to aid a friend. A mage. A prisoner in the wretched gallows. The Templars learned of my plans to free him. Help me bring him safely past them, and you shall have your maps.
Okay, not bad. Look, mate, if I'm doing you any favors and we're getting kinky, no kids, no animals. That's how I interpreted that one.
What do the Templars know of your plans?
I don't know. I had been exchanging notes with Carl through a maidservant in the gallows. Then the letters stopped coming.
You want to make your friend an apostate?
That's such a weighted term. Yes, Andraste said magic should serve man, not rule him. But I've yet to find a mage who wants to rule anything. It goes against no will of the Maker for mages to live as free as other men.
Imagine having my sister be an apostate mage and then being like, "Ooh, this is really interesting." I'm gonna give an observation, and I clued into this in the very first episode, but the further we've gone along, I would like to give an observation. Is Dragon Age 2 feels so weighted in the direction of mages. I think that's gonna be the point, right? It just feels like such a mage-centric, mage-heavy sort of situation that I was talking about. If we were being a mage, our character ourselves, it would be like very like written in stone almost of how we would have to act, what we'd have to do. Like especially with meeting mage characters, having mage, apostate family, like all of this kind of stuff. We're meeting a lot of characters that are also in that same vein. The first Grey Warden we meet is also the apostate runaway Grey Warden that has been hunted by Templars. But then what's really interesting as well is if we're not a mage, anyway, we have a mage sister, and then you're still like, unless you want to be a butthole to your sister and just not be on her side and be that terrible sibling, then you're also going to be taking the mage's side every time. It's just a very interesting perspective on the matter, I suppose. Like, I'll just stand here in front of Bethany and go, yeah, fucking put them in cages. And then if I'm a mage, I wouldn't want to be in a cage myself. So I'd be like, yeah, I need our freedom. It just seems very interesting, how the focus seems to have like a mage bias. Where's my rogue stuff? Where's my rogue representation? You know, they're always in the dark. You know,
Forcing mages into servitude is not the way to prevent the rise of another Imperium.
Letting them do as they please is hardly a better path.
That's not usually the response I get. Perhaps we will work together better than I expected.
What do the Templars know of your plans?
I don't know. I had been exchanging notes with Carl through a maidservant in the gallop, then the letters stopped coming.
The problem with this Dragon Age dialogue wheel being very Mass Effected is that it does the Mass Effect problem of sometimes you will have more than 3 investigation options. There was one over here. And then you go through them, and that investigation option is a one-time option that then goes to another dialogue tree, and then it disappears, and then the order of the dialogue changes, and my brain goes, hey man, I wasn't paying attention to the order of the sentences. I was paying attention to the fact that I just usually go 1, 2, 3 in order. And then it changes. So this one used to be over here.
Tell me about your friend.
His name is Carl Thekla. He was sent here from Ferelden when Kirkwall Circle required new talent. His last letter said the Knight Commander was turning the Circle into a prison. Mages are locked in their cells, refused appearances at court, made Tranquil for the slightest crimes. I told him I would come.
Are these accusations true?
Ask any mage in Kirkwall. Over a dozen were made Tranquil just this year. The more people you ask, the worse the rumors become.
And then I'm pretty sure I would have done this one as well, right?
How do you plan to break him out of the gallows?
I'm hoping it won't come to that. I sent Carl a message to meet me in the Chantry tonight. Maker willing, he'll be there, alone. But if there are Templars with him, I swear I'll free him from them, whatever the cost.
Okay. Alright, I'll help you.
You've convinced me. What's your plan?
I welcome your aid. I have already sent word for Carl to meet me in the Chantry tonight. Join us there, and we'll ensure that no matter who is with him, we all walk away free.
You've charmed me. Rivalry with Fenris. So this is an interesting thing, as we started off with a rivalry, and then we accidentally cancelled that with friendship. And this is going to be very interesting, because this feels like it's taking a little bit of inspiration from Knights of the Old Republic 2 in the sort of influence meter. Is you can lose and gain influence with your companions, and whichever way that goes opens up pathways. But if you keep it in the middle, nothing happens. So it definitely seems like it's taking that sort of inspiration instead of it being the, friendship and approval meter from Dragon Age Origins, which is there is one way to go in order to unlock things. Having things go both ways is much better, I think, because then you're not in a situation where you are being like, I need to shower you in gifts to get you to a certain level so you can tell me about your troubles, and then we do a quest for you. But what I like about it being alternative ways is there are options, both of them, and then there are also skills in that sense as well. I think this is a better choice. That's partially because I think Knights of the Old Republic 2 has probably the best character companion interaction and system in BioWare games, but that might also be the fact that I just think it's so tremendously well written that the characters are so good in how they interact. But I think that Knights of the Old Republic 2 just really got it right, and it was awesome. We've got Chapter 4 of Kirkwall here. The Threnhold family assumed its foreboding control of the city at the very onset of the Dragon Age, less than a week after Marek Therin retook the Ferelden throne from Orlais. Since this was followed by a civil war in Antiva, the much-maligned Three Queens era, Three Queens, and a coup d'etat in the Tevinter Imperium, many thought that the Dragon Age would bring devastating change. Perhaps this was a hasty estimate, but it was true for Kirkwall. Viscount Chivalry Threnhold was a vicious thug. His name's Chivalry? Was a vicious thug who took power through a campaign of intimidation, and his son Perrin, who succeeded him in the 14th year of the Dragon Age, was even worse. I guess Chivalry is dead. Taxes were crippling, and Perrin Threnhold used the ancient chains extending from the twins standing at Kirkwall's harbour, unused since the new Exalted Marches, to block sea traffic and charge exorbitant fees from Orlesian ships. The Empire threatened invasion following the closure of the Waking Sea Passage, and for the first time, the Chantry used the Templars to pressure the Viscount. Until that point, the Templars had done nothing to counter the Threnholds, even though, as the largest armed force in Kirkwall, they could have. Knight Commander Gylian's only written comment was in a letter to Divine Beatrix III. "It is not our place to interfere in political affairs. We are here to safeguard the city against magic, not against itself." The Divine, as a friend of the Emperor, clearly had other ideas. In response, Viscount Perrin hired a mercenary army, forcing a showdown with the Templars. They stormed the gallows and hung Knight Commander Gylian, igniting a series of battles that ended with Perrin's arrest and the last of his family's rule. The Templars were hailed as heroes, and even though they wished to remain out of Kirkwall's affairs, it was now forced upon them. Knight Commander Meredith appointed Lord Marlowe Dumar as the new Viscount in the 21st year of the Dragon Age, and she has remained influential in the city's rule ever since. Yeah. Alright, we spoke to Anders, so we're going to do a quest for Anders. So we've got, speak with her about it back at Gamlen's house and confront Gamlen with his father's will, so that's something that we want to follow along with. Tranquility is a main plot quest. And then hunt down the Amaranthine conspirators hidden throughout the city. They're wearing red Amaranthine finery. When a conspirator is killed, see Sergeant Joanna in Lowtown to receive a reward. Okay. I guess that'll pop up as we go through. So that's done. Let's get out of Darktown. It's not as dark as I thought it would be. Just looks kind of like a mining area, you know?
So the Magister put lyrium in your skin?
So I'm told.
Does it hurt?
You do not want to know the answer to that.
What, if it hurts or not? Does lyrium-infused skin hurt? Yes. Oh, that sucks. No. Oh, that's good. Why keep that a secret? Does it hurt? No, actually, it just makes me very horny. That's why you don't want to know the answer.
So I'm just saying, blood's blood and all, but you are taking advantage of my hospitality. It's only fair if you make something of a monthly contribution.
You sold my children into servitude. Now you're asking me to pay rent?
Maybe just put something towards food.
You should be paying us, Uncle. We found the will.
He forgave you, Mother. Grandfather left you everything. Here, read it.
I should maybe...
To my daughter Leandra, and all children born of her, the estate in Hightown and all associated revenues.
Bruh. It's funny how Gamlen just literally sucked for as soon as he appeared, and has just continued to get worse. Not one step further, Uncle.
What do you have to say for yourself?
You're the one who ran away, Leandra. What happened to love is so much more important than money.
It is!
You didn't even come home for the funeral.
The twins were a week old.
We all have our burdens. Mine was looking after a life you abandoned. How long was I supposed to wait?
Literally no contact at all. Man jumped at the opportunity.
You'll spend the rest of your life paying my mother back for what you stole.
Andraste's ass, I will.
I don't expect that, Gamlen. It's enough to know Mother and Father didn't die angry. I'll petition the Viscount for rights to reclaim the estate. Make a willing, you'll have your house back within weeks.
You don't have the coin or standing to even get an audience with the Viscount. You've got to be someone in this city to live in that house again.
Then I had better get started.
Can I punch him? Can he get socked in the face? Unbelievable.
Why don't you go pick up something at the market? You could use some air.
What? Hey!
I can't believe Gamlen stole Mother's entire inheritance. I mean, I can believe it. That's the worst part. I would never turn against you.
Does anyone want to talk about the fact that Bethany looks like very youthful, very nice, has old witch hands, like ancient witch over the cauldron hands? Are we going to talk about that? She's really good at the skincare everywhere else, but those hands, her hands look like this, so mine can look like this, you know what I mean? She'd be working hard being a mage.
You're a better person than Gamlen could ever be.
Well, hopefully we'll be out of here soon. You know, when we went to look for that will, I thought we were doing it for Mother, for what she lost. I didn't realize how much it would mean to me. To know I had grandparents who didn't hate me.
I wish they had lived long enough to see us come home.
Home. That's what it is, isn't it? I like saying that. We're not running away again. We're coming home.
What do you mean, running away again?
Did you think I don't know? How often we had to move because the Templars were coming. I know how much you all sacrificed to protect me. But we're at the end of the line now. There's nowhere left to run. And there's something almost comforting in that.
Why did Mother and Father work so hard to keep you from the Circle? Would it have been so bad?
I guess at first, I was just a little girl. They didn't want to lose me. And once I had learned anything, what would the Templars do to an active apostate, not just a mageblood child? It changed their lives, your life, Carver's, all because of who I am. Sometimes I wonder if it would have been so bad to be with my own kind, to serve the Chantry as Andraste demands.
Are you unhappy here?
I wish I could do more for Mother. Carver's death. It's killing her slowly every day. But maybe if we can reclaim some of what she lost, it will help. I'd do anything to get us back a normal life.
What do you think Carver would have made of all this?
He would have hated this place. All the sneering nobles. He'd have gotten himself arrested the first day. And he would have wanted in on your Deep Roads expedition. Anything to make a name for himself. Sometimes I still can't believe he's gone.
It's like the classic BioWare companion situation where it's like, look at my group. Which one of them is going to die within the first 10 minutes? Jenkins!
Can you imagine if we'd grown up here? Been nobility?
Had grandparents who bought me your Legion silk dresses and gave you the family broadsword. Father was a good man, but Mother gave up so much for him. Of course, if she hadn't worked up the nerve to elope, she probably wouldn't have been able to resist the Templars either. If we'd been born here, you'd be nothing more to me than a name the Circle kept in my file.
I don't know, it's just like, I don't feel myself an attachment to this place. Like, it's the city is ass, and we were forced to run here, and it's just a slavery-built city, and we just were forced into labor ourselves for a year, all because this shitty uncle totally mishandled the situation. It doesn't feel very home-y to me, you know what I mean? I feel like we could go somewhere else if we wanted. You know, maybe settle down not here. So, but then I'm trying to comfort her, you know what I mean? Like, it seems that she's comfortable here. Personally, this place ain't too shabby, but it's not perfect.
We are going to make this our home, Bethany. I promise.
Maybe we'll do up the house.
I hope so, brother. I'm so very tired of running.
Do it for Bethany, not for me. Personally, we could leave. Achievement unlocked. Friend. Hell yeah. Let's give you some more magic and willpower. How much health do you get when you level you up 105? Maybe I should give you a little bit of health as well. And I'm gonna keep pressing back instead of confirm, probably for the rest of my life. We were doing fire. What can we have an entropy? Horror and Hex of Torment. I'm assuming we'll get another mage in the party at some point, so that's why I guess I've kind of held off going into all the other stuff, because we'll probably have, you know, more of a support mage with some attack spells, but then we'll have like one that's just like one that really likes to fuck them up. What level are you? Level 6. What if I might just wait till the next level and then put the points into Valiant Aura and then Haste, because that's level 7. I might just wait. I'll wait it out, I think. Alright, Birthright quest has been completed. Bethany still has more for us, though.
When I told your grandmother I was marrying your father, she threatened to disown me. She said my children would be mongrels. My father wanted to lock me in, but she told him it's her life, let her ruin it. I wrote to her when each of you were born. She never wrote back. I'm glad she didn't die hating me.
The estate is yours. Why are we still here?
Technically, the house is now property of the Viscount, since its owner died without an heir. If we went there now, we would just be squatters. But if the Viscount acknowledges our rights, we can get back more than the house. We can get back our name.
Nice.
Grandmother didn't want you to leave. She tried holding on to you the only way she knew.
She would have been so proud of you. You're everything she wanted in an Amel grandchild. She might have had a hard time accepting it at first, but she would have loved you, all three of you. Carver. He was such a little boy. Never had a knee that wasn't scraped or trousers without holes.
The last thing Carver would want is more crying.
I just keep thinking there's something we could have done. It's killing me. I remember that awful creature reaching down and 18 years of loving and feeding and raising, and that was it.
Blame the Darkspawn, not yourself.
The ogre would have been happy with any prey. It was my fault it was Carver. I miss him. There were 4 of us when the Blight began. It will never be over while there are just 3. I've written to the Viscount. I've an audience for after Bartrand's expedition leaves. I couldn't do anything for Carver, but with luck, I can at least give us a home.
Oh, so she's only going to have a catch up with the Viscount after we leave. Okay.
I think this is a picture of Mother. She looks like you.
Where did you get that? Was it at the estate? Let me see. Is it? I think this is Mother's betrothal portrait from when she was supposed to marry the Comte. Look! You can see the ring.
I suppose it would have been a bit awkward to take it with her.
I know she loved Father. I guess I just wondered if she'd have been happier if he hadn't been a mage. If I wasn't a mage. I know that made it hard for Mother. It's nice to have a reminder of a time when she still knew how to smile.
Nice. Portrait of the past. So yeah, we can order poisons and grenades from home as well. It's all in there, which is nice.
I hope Mother convinces the Viscount to give us the estate.
I've had word from Lothering. They are rebuilding. I don't know if I could ever return to the sight of such horrors.
They're rebuilding. Alright, let's go. Take my triple squad. Where should we go? Anders' clinic is there. Okay, we've got the Black Emporium. Oh, hang on. I do have letters. Wait a sec. I thought there would have been an icon above the writing desk. The Bone Pit. Hawk, I've got a lead for you. Merchant I acquire goods for told me that workers have gone missing from his Bone Pit mining operation. He mentioned that the missing miners were Ferelden, which made me think of you. If you're interested, go hit up Hubert in the Hightown Market. Let's go. Should I put more stuff in here? I've got 19 sovereigns now. I've got to sell a bunch of my junk. And I've probably got to sell a bunch of this, actually, to be honest, as well. Before I put stuff in storage. Let's go do that. Let's go shopping and selling. We'll go to Hightown. Oh, right, Hubert, this guy.
Dwarves had beards. Where's yours?
I misplaced it, along with my sense of dwarven pride and my gold-plated noble cast pin.
I thought maybe it fell onto your chest.
Oh, the broody elf tells a joke.
I don't brood.
Friend, if your brooding were any more impressive, women would swoon as you passed. They'd have broody babies in your honor.
You're a very odd dwarf.
And you thought I was joking about the pin.
Great. Alright. I like that you can just sell everything ever. Oh, God. That really changes things, doesn't it? Okay. That really changes things. Is that right? So, having valuable junk on means that you actually get money from your junk, which kind of makes sense. Damn. So there's a lot of junk that you pick up that just costs nothing? It just has zero value? That doesn't even feel right to me. Like a tiny bag of gems? Nothing? Fragment of onyx? Even a small opal? I can understand an empty stained bottle, but like, what? A frayed rope is more value than a tiny bag of gems? I can understand why someone would implement a fix for junk to actually have value, because that does not make any sense to me whatsoever. That is crazy. Okay. Guess that's the experience that they want you to have in the game, right? Cool. Slaver Lord's Cowl. Scarlet died. So it's a magic and a willpower one, but I'm not really going to have magic and willpower. I guess this is the good thing about the armor system in the game, in a sense where you don't have to hold on to a million pieces of gear, because you're not going to just magically have, you know, magic and willpower stats to wield this kind of gear. So you can just kind of sell it and be done with it. Which is good. So if it's not as good as what your main character currently has, get rid of it, instead of being like, oh, maybe I'll save it for a companion when it comes in, because then you just have to figure out their own armor. Get out of here. Get out of here. Well, I guess this is how we're going to probably get our money for the most part. I'll keep this Mask of the Imperium. Maybe I'll wear that at some point. The reward. Weapons is a different thing, because that can obviously be... These go for everyone. Birch core. It's like restricted to her, but also it's kind of crap. So that demonic rod, however, looks pretty cool. It's part of me that just wants to ditch anything that's like just lower value. I don't know if we'll need to really bother with the nature damage or the electricity damage or stuff like that, but it's only one way to find out. I don't think we're going to be giving a longbow to Varric. He seems pretty attached to Bethany. We'll do that for now.
Here you're having problems with the bone pit. I can help.
Finally someone comes to help me. You look a bit unseasoned, but I hope you'll do. I had to suspend operations. My workers are lost in the mines or have run off. Served me right for hiring Ferelden refugees. I sent others before, but no word. Perhaps they are putting me off. I need someone competent to figure out what is going on.
Okay. Is Bone Pit a tad ominous?
Your first mistake was naming your mine the Bone Pit.
The locals named the mine. Those fools say it's cursed. That is why I hire Fereldans. They may be dull-witted, but they're not superstitious.
Mind what you say about my countrymen.
I was not referring to you, of course. My workers are a particularly desperate sort. They're lucky to work for me. Few in Kirkwall will hire refugees.
What's the reward?
I will pay handsomely. The exact amount depends on what perils you face.
Surely the miners had good reason to leave.
I am at a loss. No miner has reported in, and no one takes me seriously.
The Bone Pit must be dangerous if people are afraid to venture there.
No, nothing like that. Pay no heed to local superstition. The Bone Pit is mostly harmless.
Okay. Like, it's definitely harmless.
You said some of your workers are Ferelden.
Yes, all of them. An unruly lot, to be sure.
I'll head there soon.
The sooner the better. Each day the mine is not running costs me more than those miners make in a year. The Bone Pit is just outside the city. Any map will show it.
Okay.
Have you seen a dog? Small, with a...
Magistrate Vennard.
You there, Ferelden. I wish to speak with you. I've heard you have dealings with certain elements in the city. You can get things done on the sly, as they say.
That's a fancy way to put it.
I am a magistrate in this city, and as such, I wish to hire you for a small, albeit important, job. A man I sentenced to a life in prison has escaped custody. He's been tracked to an abandoned ruin outside the city. I'd like you to retrieve the fugitive and hand him over to the guard.
Why is there such a clamor to catch this man? What has he done?
He's escaped. That's reason enough to catch him.
Why is there such a clamor to catch this man? What has he done?
He's escaped. That's reason enough to catch him.
Keep asking him, and he'll eventually tell me the answer.
Why is there such a clamor to catch this man? What has he done?
He's escaped.
It's just so much more satisfying as a voiced protagonist to just have him repeat the question. I'll say it again. What was this man's crime? Tell me.
The guards can take care of this. Unless there's something else you're not telling me.
Good. So I'm not the only one who thinks this smells like a setup.
The men refuse to go in without reinforcements. The ruins have been overrun by strange creatures.
And there it is.
Do you know what manner of beasts they are?
I don't know what they look like. I've never seen one myself. The guards say these things have already torn through a full company of men.
It'd be easier to seal up the entrance and let the beasts take care of him.
I believe in justice, Ferelden, not unbridled slaughter. I will not let prisoners be eaten just because I don't want to get my hands dirty.
I'm sure if you send in enough men this time, they'd do fine.
No. The more guards who know, the easier it is for this to get out. Those men gossip like old fishwives.
I'll take the job.
Bring the fugitive in alive, quickly and quietly. Not only will you be well paid, you'll have the gratitude of a city magistrate. Useful for a refugee, wouldn't you agree?
Okay. Magistrate's orders. Another quest. Kirkwall has no shortage of tasks for us to perform. I believe this is just a little side quest that we can throw something at this person. Oh no, hang on, this is the conspirator. And then we report to the sergeant. Bounty hunter! She's just standing there menacingly. Like quite literally just standing there. Nice job, squad. Not a lot of lootable bodies in this game in comparison to the first one. Alright. Viscount's Keep, so we can head to do our friend in the guard quest. However, we might focus on other main quests and side quests at a time before starting another new one. Aveline will have to wait. Where do I... Oh, maybe it's at nighttime? The docks. Darktown at night. What's going on here at nighttime? Oh yes, Anders' quest. That's what we'll be doing here in a second. I should probably take note of the fact that you can see what the quests are when you highlight it. Duty. Tranquility. Is the duty quest again? Give me a refresher, mate. Oh no, duty is a person. Is duty a person? Looks like there's someone called Worthy, I think. Duty just sounds like it'd be a quest. Yeah, Dragon Age 2 loves to throw so many enemies at you, I think. So, like, Dragon Age Origins used to be like, here's your, like, fixed group of people with some surprises, but then Dragon Age 2 is like, here's a group of people, and here's more people. And then more people. And more people. And then the people just keep on coming. They just keep on coming. I feel like knowing that I'm going to be opening like random crates and stuff and see junk in it only for it to probably be something that's worth like literally no money. That's gonna be a tough pill to swallow. It makes looting feel kind of crap.
I'll deal with this.
Oh my god, they just be jumping from the rooftops, dude. They really just spawning in. Okay. Oh, the Amaranthine conspirator. Yeah. Nice. Okay. Two conspirators were killed. 2 remain. Does it only spawn in like 2 at a time? Where does the disused passage go? Where is this? We have not been down here before. Okay. Ah, Coterie Alchemist. Yeah. They put up such a fight. This looks like a similar sort of vibe to Darktown. Bones. Nobody does any cleanup around here. Crafting resource discovered. Death root. Apparently did not discover it the first time. I saw the death root. Okay, got random fire thing. Hey! Ooh.
What are they trying to do? Ruin my boots.
Oh, okay. Thought he died, then he got back up, and then he died again. Bonnie Lem's wares. Oh, you're just randomly a merchant? You're just standing here? Human Ogren? What are you doing? Okay. That fight did not even faze you at all. Thud Pucker's Fist. Staff of the Primal Order. 28 magic. I love it when the game is like, here's this thing that you literally will not even really be able to use forever. 18 attack, plus 3 physical damage for an enchanted helmet. Yeah, doesn't sound like a bad idea. Enchanted Silverite chain belt, plus 1 to all attributes, 11 defense. Ooh. Okay. Okay. I'll take that ring. That ring's pretty good. I'll give that to someone. I'm rich. I'll get that ring at least for now. I'll think on the rest there, Bonnie Lem. Alright, we'll do some level ups. I pressed confirm without pressing back. It's a miracle. Let's have a look. We got Blindside, back-to-back, Armistice. The rogue tosses a flask that shatters into a haze of smoke, obscuring nearby allies for a short time. Enemy air attacks are much more likely to miss them. Straight up to stealth. Might go for one of these. We'll do rapid pinning shot. We'll upgrade the pinning shot. You are a warrior, therefore it is clear. Now, let's see. What do we got here? Battle Master has battle synergy. We're going to bolster. 5% stamina regen. You can also have this. So we're going to do that. And we're going to save your ability until you're level 7, because we were still leaving that for later.
I love doing that.
I just love how the...
Try not to make any loud noises.
I just love how the NPCs in this game do not care about, like, fighting at all. Just do not care whatsoever. Okay, so this goes to the docks.
I knew that would happen.
And now we're just back here with more mercenaries. Okay. What was the duty marker for then? Weird. Sure. Ah, quest updated duty. There you go. Ah, go to Sundermount, find a Flint Company mercenaries, wounded coast, find a Flint. Okay, okay. Ah, that's a... It is a premium content one. And it is a quest marker, that's right. So I just scrolled through my quests way too quickly, didn't I? I've been kind of ignoring looking at the premium content ones, but then there's not much you can do when you just stumble upon one. Alright, we're going to do Tranquility in that case. We're going to continue with the Anders questline. I'm trying to maintain like one specific character related quest at a time instead of like doing everything. So we're going to go back to Hightown and we're going to do the Anders quest of Tranquility. I've spawned all the way over here. So we'll do the slow walk over. Still not that familiar with the city yet, but it, you know, realistically, it takes a bit of time to adjust to a new city. My characters have been here for a year, but I haven't. There he is. Does Anders join our party?
I saw Carl go inside a few minutes ago. No Templars so far. Are you ready?
Yes.
I didn't see anyone suspicious out here. Let's do this fast.
All right. I'll handle the talking. You watch for Templars.
You join our party or not?
When we find Carl, just let me talk to him.
Okay. He's just a random guy walking with us. Gotcha. Okay. Carl! Carl! Where are you, Carl? Carl. High fantasy name, Carl. There he is. Carl.
Anders, I know you too well. I knew you would never give up.
Oh, that tattoo, though.
What's wrong? Why are you talking like...
I was too rebellious, like you. The Templars knew
Ah, he's been tranquilized.
made an example of.
Shh. No. He's tranquil.
How else will mages ever master themselves? You'll understand, Anders. As soon as the Templars teach you to control yourself.
Oh, shit.
This is the apostate.
No!
You will never take another mage as you took him.
Can't we talk?
Anders? Anders? Where did that come from? Anders, what is that? You're scaring me. That's not the Anders I know from Awakening. When were you capable of summoning a goddamn demon from within you? Have you been possessed? Did Anders get possessed in his time between Dragon Age Awakening and now? I feel like I'm getting in trouble here, big time. We're just slaying the Templars of the city. This is going to go down tremendously well. This action will have consequences. You want to explain what that was?
Anders, what did you do? It's like you brought a piece of the Fade into this world. I had already forgotten what that feels like.
Yeah, wow, what are you doing? That Tranquil reveal with the goddamn branded sun mark on the forehead, that's tragic. We didn't really have a choice.
I thought the Tranquil were cut off from the Fade forever.
When you're tranquil, you never think on your life before. But it's like the Fade itself is inside Anders, burning like a sun. Please, kill me before I forget again. I don't know how you brought it back, but it's fading.
Carl, no.
Oh. Anders, like, power that he tapped into temporarily reversed the effects of being, like, tranquil, which I didn't think possible.
Maybe we can find a cure.
Can you cure a beheading? The dreams of tranquil mages are severed. There is nothing left of them to fix.
I would rather die a mage than live as a Templar puppet.
My sister calls being tranquil a fate worse than death. Give him peace.
I got here too late. I'm sorry, Carl. I'm so sorry.
Now! It's fading! Why do you look at me like that?
Goodbye.
Hakai. God damn. That's brutal.
More Templars come.
Not what I expected.
So, let me guess. This is the part where you tell me you're an abomination.
You're wrong. But not far wrong. This is hard to explain. When I was in Amaranthine, I met a spirit of justice who was trapped outside the Fade.
What?
We became friends, and he recognized the injustice that mages in Thedas face every day.
Did they fuse? What?
And that's different than a demon.
Just as demons prey on the deadly sins of mankind, there are good spirits who embody our virtues. Spirits of compassion, fortitude, justice. They are the Maker's first children, and they have all but given up on us.
Damn, so justice, like, fulfills, obviously, the wish of, you know... He was inhabiting a corpse for a little while there, and the corpse needed to be laid to rest, as per the wife's wishes. And then, instead of returning and disappearing back into the Fade or some such other, he has, like, fused with Anders, some sort of, like, split personality deal that whenever there's, like, combat, Justice is like, yeah, okay. What? Tell me.
What does this have to do with your eyes glowing?
To live outside the Fade, he needed a host. I offered to help him. We were going to work together, bring justice to every child ever ripped away from his mother to be sent to the Circle. But I guess I had too much anger. Once he was inside me, he changed.
Yo, surprise double character appearance from Awakening. Wild.
So, you have this spirit of justice living in your head?
It's not like that. He's gone now. He's part of me. It's not like we can have a conversation. I feel his thoughts as my own. Not even the greatest scholar could tell you where I end and he begins.
That really didn't look like a happy, benevolent spirit from where I was standing.
Since when is justice happy? Justice is righteous. Justice is hard.
You tried to help a friend. Surely no harm can come of that?
Of course. No harm ever comes from good intentions, even when magic is involved.
Normally, I would argue that. I wanted to do well by justice, I really did. But my anger, when I see Templars now, things that have always outraged me, but I could never do anything about, he comes out. And he is no longer my friend, Justice. He is a force of vengeance, and he has no grasp of mercy.
I think this is so cool, but, like, it's so sad at the same time, because Justice, like, in Awakening is so good, and you kind of love going on that adventure because it's so wild of a concept. So it's sad that you see a situation where he ends up fusing with Anders and is, like, influenced by the anger of another, and that justice turns into vengeance. I think that's really awesome. It's just sad that it has to happen to these characters, you know what I mean? We're not going to flirt with Anders, though.
Can justice ever be separated from you?
I don't think so. The only way a spirit has ever been separated from a living host is by its death. The curse is of my own making. All I can do now is hope to control it.
Can you bring him out at will?
No. He comes only when I've lost all power over myself. It's a madness, a frenzy. I only find out after what I might have done.
I was not expecting that story.
Wow. Your problems make mine seem small.
That is not what I said.
Here. These are all the documents I have for this area. I can understand if you would rather me not join you personally. I cannot control my need for vengeance. I would ask no one to take on the danger of traveling with me. I will be here in my clinic if you need me.
Interesting. Okay. Okay, he does join the party. I was literally just about to say, cool, he doesn't join the party. Because he was literally just talking about, like, he doesn't want to. We do get Anders. Oh, that's crazy. Okay, so we got another mage. 2 party members for the price of 1, both from Dragon Age Origins. That is wicked. Yeah, the classic dialogue wheel issue of I say one thing and then my character says another thing. It's like curiously pushes back on something and then the dialogue is fuck you, asshole. It's so different. Interesting. I don't know how I feel about it, but we will ponder. We will ponder. We'll keep my same party for now. Anders will remain in Anders' clinic. Bizarre. Anders has a rocky history with the Circle of Magi, taken from his family when his talents first manifested. Anders was still a boy the first time he ran away from the Circle. Recaptured and returned dozens of times, Anders was still considered only a reckless scamp by First Enchanter Irving, who thought his easy temper and sense of humor made him no true threat. But during his final escape, Anders befriended the Warden Commander of Amaranthine and accepted an offer to become a Grey Warden. Life as a Warden changed him, introducing him to the free Fade spirit called Justice, who slowly convinced Anders to turn his attention beyond his personal suffering. Infused with Justice's fervor, Anders offered to merge with the spirit in the name of Mage Freedom, putting them both down a dangerous path that turns the purity of justice into the unthinking hatred of vengeance. I think that is such a unexpected character development that I think it's really awesome. I never would have expected something like that, it's just wild. I mean, sure. If you want to bring Anders into the game and then also have Anders be like a weird justice vengeance spirit, like, well, I'm on board. We'll see how it goes. So we have a map of the deep roads, which is good. Now we just need the 50 sovereigns. I'm very taken by surprise there. Can I talk to you while we're here?
I had a friend like you once. Got in all kinds of trouble. Dragged me along. Didn't think I'd be doing that again. I got a bit weighty the last time we talked. Sorry for putting that on you.
You'd be surprised how people just tell me their darkest secrets. I must look trustworthy.
You look... something. True. proud. Like, even if you don't agree with me, you'll be honest. I hope I didn't seem too selfish when I told you about justice. I didn't know what would happen. I figured a willing host, a friend. It had to be better than playing the demon and haunting some corpse.
So what's cool about this is it seems that when we've got like these characters, we can have the conversations with them when they're like in their little areas, which is neat, instead of just like having a dedicated party space. So you have to do a little bit of traversal to talk to them. It would have been great if Anders was like, yeah, I had a friend like you once, back in Amaranthine, also bald, also bearded, just a bit shorter in stature, you know, only in the ways that mattered, you know.
Well, he can't
no, I didn't mean to.
Looks anyway.
Growing up in the Circle, everything is about order.
Stop accidentally flirting.
And the Templars. The apprentices. We found ways to make that bearable. Carl and he was the first. We could forget that out in the world, we were nothing but Templar slaves. We hadn't been together for a long time. But still, it hurt.
My favorite thing there is I picked a flirt option and Anders didn't even acknowledge any of it. He just kept on talking about something else. I'm like, hey man, a nice body, dude. And he was like, yeah man, so me and Carl, yeah, tragic.
You and Carl?
I've always believed people fall in love with a whole person, not just a body. Why would you shy away from loving someone just because they're like you? Does it bother you that I've been with men?
So I can like, they'd be like, yes, only because I'm the only man you should ever have been with. Do we have to go down this? I accidentally flirted with you, sir.
I just had never considered.
Well, perhaps I'll give you time to consider then. In as much detail as you fancy. This is hardly the time or place, anyway. Not after Carl.
Not after Carl and this sick woman having to forced to listen to this conversation right beside us. This isn't really the place. Let's talk about me.
No one should have to go through that.
It's the bloody Templars. They don't see us as people. They don't care that Carl was someone's son, someone's lover. If you're born with magic, they hear about it. They search your little rat-spit village and find you. They tell your parents they'll be thrown in prison if they ever ask about you, stripped of their rights in the eyes of the Maker. And if you run away, they hunt you down. Again and again and again.
You're starting to glow again.
And since yours is the only head here and I don't want to rip it off, I should stop. Yes. Sorry. Besides, we have so much to do before the deep roads. Next time, I'll try to keep to more pleasant topics.
Okay. Friendship. Friendship. What's he got? Oh, he's actually got a vengeance tree. The rage that Anders feels over the Chantry's mistreatment of mages rapidly transformed justice into vengeance. Okay. Nice. So, like, skilled healing abilities just for him. We'll get a greater heal. Oh, he's got multiple ability points, and he's also got Winter's Grasp, so he's gone for the icy ones, and we've got Bethany with the fire ones. Let's also have a look at maybe doing elemental weapons, arcane shield, stunning blast. Okay, so you've already got mind blast. Maybe I'll upgrade to stunning blast. I'll make that more powerful. Lovely. All right. We have a new party member, Anders, old friend, returning to a new group. Weird, like, reunions with characters that you don't expect from the first game. And it's two for the price of one. There's a justice in there, but no longer. It's now vengeance, and they have become one. Very interesting character development there. I guess we could run around with a couple of our mages in our party at some point, which would be nice. But I haven't just really decided on my party dynamic yet. We're still in that early sort of putting everything together, doing our early quests sort of deal. So we'll find out as our characters get to know each other a little bit better. But with that one, we'll be bringing this episode of Dragon Age 2 to a close. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed this one, as we had a familiar friend join in, and we'll be doing some more quests in Kirkwall next time.